Welcome to the Morning Blitz with John Abraham, Captain Cool, and the Bandiman Bailey Lowery. Call into the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline now, 256-576-4977. That's 256-576-4977. Now, here's Captain Cool.
Guys, I have finally made it out of my week-long prison. I'm back in studio, and I am so happy to be back.
Yeah, we got you in studio today, not at home with the green background.
Well,
we've all been there. I've had to Zoom. I actually got in here just barely before they closed off all the roads this morning.
Yeah.
I mean, because they've closed off pretty much all the elevator stuff. Everybody be safe out there. But we are efforting to bring you some quality sports talk and give you a distraction from all of this, basically cabin fever everybody's probably got.
For sure. No, and I've been kind of going crazy. I couldn't even go out and get any eggs or milk.
Okay, hold on. Let me ask you this question, because this is what I did. Man.
All right.
See, because I knew Sunday it might get dicey. That's what everybody was saying. So
First
I went out and got a bunch of drinks on Sunday. Then
wait. What drinks? What type of drinks?
Everything was zero sugar in it, man. I have to.
Of course.
Powerade Zero, Gatorade Zero, Diet Dr. Pepper, whatever.
Powerade Zero is better than normal Powerade.
It really is. I think it does taste better. I don't disagree with you.
Yeah, honestly, regular Powerade has gotten too sweet.
Yeah.
And so I just got I restocked everything there. I got some Coke Zero. I got Sprite Zero, whatever. And so then I'm headed home from Bill Penny Toyota, our great sponsor, on Monday. Mm-hmm. And as we've told the story already, as we finished the show is when it started to snow.
Yeah.
And so Scott's like, man, it's looking dicey. And so I stop and get some breakfast, and then I think to myself, I'm driving right by Publix as I'm going home. I better get in there. I avoided it the day before. I did not want to go. I knew the grocery stores were going to be crazy, but I was like, I'm going in here because what if I end up stuck? I ain't got much food.
Yeah,
right. And so I pick up like a basket of food. Thank the Lord I did, because I would have been up a creek.
Yeah.
And so that's what I was going to ask you. Did you prepare?
I stopped by Aldi's this past weekend, for the first time in my life.
Oh, really?
And because we wanted to check out the prices. We've heard a lot of cool things, and we will get into the sports. Don't worry, but
Don't worry. This is current events.
Yeah. But I go in there, get a few things. The prices are really good. I got a lot for a little, and then all throughout the week, it's all gone now.
It's all gone now. Wow.
Because we were there for a week. I mean,
that's true.
We have 3 people over at the house.
So you had a crew.
Yeah. So then now I'm the one that's coming out. I'm finally the first one out of the house. I'm gonna go to Walmart after this. I'm gonna go and make sure I can get everything else. Obviously, I finally got my check. That was one thing a lot of people are concerned about getting. Is it's like, okay, it was fun for the first day, but now we're missing our checks, and now it's Thursday, now it's Friday, and we're
got
still
bills
not at
to
work.
pay.
Yeah. But we got to hop into some stuff, okay? We got to hop into stuff.
Well, as you know, our show went off the rails about 7:30 when Scott tells me, oh, by the way, Julian saying just went into the portal.
He just dropped that casually.
Just so casually. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
And so we're immediately start checking social media, because I'll be honest, the Caden Proctor stuff, the Caleb Downs, I had heard this may happen, so I was not taken off guard. This is the first one I was like, do what?
Yeah.
I mean, I had heard, because, again, Kalen DeBoer's offense – I know, but here's the thing, though. People keep asking me, and my phone was getting blown up to the point I couldn't remember Riley Griffin's name because I was scrambling. But the thing is, to me, this is why this happened. Every coach, especially Nick Saban, but Tommy Rees, and then before that, Bill O'Brien, is gone. That recruited him. They're all gone. Now, I know Kalen DeBoer is known for an unbelievable offense, guys. We've talked about it. We've talked about Michael Penix and being a Heisman candidate, and they played for the national championship. But it's about relationships, and he doesn't have a relationship with these guys. No. Now, he could still come back after going into the portal and exploring his options. Do I think he will? Most of the time when you go in the portal, you don't.
Yeah.
But and they just took Austin Mack from, and we had Husky Dan call in and give us a lot of background, because, again, I don't know a lot about this kid.
No.
Now, Dan does, because he's a Husky fanatic, and he's followed that program day to day, and he knows, even from afar, what's going on. And so, again, and like I told some people this morning, even I said it on the air, I don't think they did a good job of hiding it and not, saying he's thinking about going into the portal. But he didn't just wake up this morning and say, hey, I'm starting this process. Yeah. This has been ongoing since probably he arrived. They've probably been having meetings, and that's why everything's a timing thing. Austin Mack announces last night, hey, I'm coming to Alabama. And I had heard through the grapevine that may very well be possible. Now, I wasn't looking at saying at least right away. I thought he'd go through the spring, but I'm thinking, okay, he's bringing in his guy. What does he think of Milroe fitting into his system, or Ty Simpson? Does Ty now move on because they didn't recruit him? One of those, something like that. Does and then most of it, the movement I would have expected after spring, but I'm like, they're not going to keep 5 quarterbacks after spring practice. Somebody's going to leave. And so I'm thinking, okay, somebody could leave now, but I didn't think about Sayan being the guy. Or somebody could leave, including Sayan, after spring practice when you finally get a chance to work with this guy. Yeah. But, again, you have to think about it. They don't have a relationship with this coach. This coach does have a relationship with Austin Mack. And we, as we close the show, Scott read off the list. There's 4 guys coming in from Washington visiting this weekend out of the portal. And I'll say at least 3, if not all 4, will probably end up at Alabama because they have a relationship with the coaching staff. You're going to have transition. I'm not spinning anything. It's not good, but it's inevitable because, again, with a guy like Nick Saban, who's the greatest to ever do it, they follow the coach. They're not. It's not about the jersey anymore. It's about the coach, and it's about NIL. And does it stink? Yeah, it does. But that's the world you live in, and you have to adapt to it. And getting people tweeting at you saying that this guy, that telling DeBoer is Avery Johnson, you couldn't be any stupider. I mean, good Lord, man, take your brain out and play with it. Are you that dense?
How quickly we forget about Avery Johnson?
Yeah, it's like,
and for good reason.
And I had a good relationship with Avery, by the way. He really treated me well, but I'm not going to sugarcoat things, and I didn't near the end of his tenure. He couldn't coach his way out of a wet paper bag.
Yeah, you got to be straight up about
Mike Woodson's the same way at Indiana, guys. Just get ready. He can't coach his way out of a wet paper bag either.
How quickly we are to forget.
These NBA guys, they just don't fit in a college game, man. Reggie Theus, I can go down the list. All these dudes, Mike Dunleavy, they just don't deal with the college. Just like college guys, Jerry Tarkanian, he went to San Antonio for a month? Yeah. I mean, it just doesn't translate. John Calipari, he goes to the Nets. Disaster.
Oh,
okay?
My God,
it just doesn't work. It does, and Rick Pitino is about the only one that had some sort of success, and he didn't win a championship. Yeah. So he ends up back in the college game. It's just the games are totally different. It's just very hard to have success in both. It's even hard in college and pro football because you've only really seen Jimmy Johnson win the championship, win national titles in college and Super Bowls. Yeah. Now, Harbaugh may be trying to do that again if he leaves Michigan. But, again, he just doesn't have – Pete Carroll's the only other one. Pete Carroll, USC, and then he got in the right situation. But now he's even left Seattle. Yeah. But, again, it's a very, very short list of coaches that have been able to do it in both professional and on the college ranks.
Yeah, for sure about that, Drew DeArmond is our guest from Talking Ball, presented by Mercury Motors in Alumni Hall. And I did want to kind of look at that spin on things with Jim Harbaugh, either staying at Michigan, obviously some speculation of that, and then also possibly moving on to an NFL team. He's already talked to the Falcons. I mean, this is a thing. There are guys talking to the Falcons before they talk to any other teams right now, okay? And not only Jim Harbaugh, but Bill Belichick as well. They're going to be in talks. Yeah, he's got a second meeting already set up. But I want to talk about the difference because is this a possibility that Jim Harbaugh could go back into the NFL, and would it be an easier workload for him leaving this college football scene behind?
Well, you can talk about it both ways. Mm-hmm. You can talk about him being the king of the world at Michigan and having a job the rest of his life because he climbed the mountain. And Michigan is a lot like North Carolina and Duke basketball, where they want a Michigan guy, they want a North Carolina guy, they want a Duke guy, they want one of the family to coach there. He did what Lloyd Carr did, and Lloyd followed, he didn't exactly follow Bo Schembechler. He followed the guy that followed because Gary Mueller got drunk and got fired. But anyway, he still was a part of the Michigan family, and he won a national championship, and then he retired on his own terms. Mm-hmm. Harbaugh has reached that level too. But Harbaugh is a very driven, very different person. He nearly won a Super Bowl with the 49ers. He may be under the belief that, hey, I did what I was hired to do. I got Michigan to the top of the mountain. Now they are being, looked at by the NCAA, and he's got all these NFL organizations, the Chargers, the Falcons, everybody coming at him and interviewing him and wanting him to potentially coach the Bears, who who interestingly, they haven't made a coaching change, but they could. They've got the first pick in the draft. So, again, he's got options. Mm-hmm. And so, to me, he's going to vet them. Now, there was rumors yesterday about the Chargers finally getting off their wallets and paying $18 million. If they did that, then he's going. Mm-hmm. But, the Spanos family has never done that. Now, they have a great a great roster. Yeah. They got some older guys, but it's a roster that I think Jim Harbaugh could come in and win with because you have a quarterback. And you have to have a quarterback in the NFL, and I think he knows that. And if you look at Jim's history of coaching, except for going back to his alma mater at Michigan, everything's been on the West Coast.
Yeah.
Stanford, San Diego, San Francisco. He may be ready to go back out there. And so, and again, they're in L.A. now, but they have a great stadium. They got a great, the Spanos family seems to have stabilized everything. So, again, we'll see. But I will say this. He's either going to be a Michigan lifer or he's going to go back to the NFL. Okay. And so, he's flirted heavy, like Scott and I were talking about this morning. Probably this is the third time that he's really given it heavy thought to going back. And, again, I will say this: the NCAA thing may end up may tilt it toward the NFL. If the NCAA wasn't hanging around, I think he may have already made his decision. Mm-hmm. But J.J. McCarthy went pro. You're going to be starting over. We know Corum did. We knew Corum would. This team is moving. There's some kids that have gone into the portal. You're going to have to retool. Now, they'll give him time. He's got all the equity he needs now. He's beat the Suckeyes 3 straight times, and he's won the national championship. So they're not going to raise hell if he doesn't repeat. Now, he'll still be able to put a good enough roster together to get into a 12-team playoff too. But, again, I just think if he's ever going to move back to the NFL, it'll be now. But I think Jim's going to vet everything. He's going to want the perfect setup. I'm going to be interested to see if he tries. Now, if he does this, though, I do not recommend trying to be the Belichick and trying to, shop for the groceries and cook them. Mm-hmm. He needs to work hand in hand, and that is kind of what got things off the rails in San Francisco. Is he got into it with ownership and the general manager? They weren't getting along. He's got to have a general manager that he gets along with, because I just don't buy the fact that coaches can do both jobs. I think he needs to coach, but they need to get him a general manager that he can work hand in hand with to get this roster put together. I've been saying, I guess I'm gonna stay with it. I'm not gonna waffle. I've been saying he'd go back.
Don't waffle.
Yeah. And so I'm still gonna say he's gonna flirt heavy, but go back. But I will say this, and I said this on Talking Ball: if he does not go back, and it starts the first domino, are they gonna Sherrell Moore, the OC O-line, is he gonna get promoted like he was interim coach, or are these Brian Kelly rumors true? Because if Brian Kelly leaves LSU, I'm just telling you, it could. You're talking about these transfer portal stuff. It could set off chaos,
the tectonic plates will shift.
Because think about it, Brian Kelly could go from LSU to Michigan. Kiffin could go from Ole Miss to LSU. Then who's going to Ole Miss? Then all these 30-day windows open up, and then it's pandemonium. It's like it's worse than what happened in the original Ghostbusters.
Mike Norvell takes over at Ole Miss.
I don't know who the hell. No, he's not leaving Florida State to go to Ole Miss, even if they hate their conference. Now that's not happening. But I'll be honest. Who would be the new Ole Miss coach? I couldn't tell you. You know what I'm saying? I think Jeff Levy would have been on the short list, but guess what? He's across the state, so he ain't leaving there.
Hey, we still got Mike Vrabel up in the air. We don't know where he's going.
True that. Yeah.
Hey, Tommy Rees needs a job. Maybe he'd bring Julian Saying, because then all these players probably be following Kiffin to LSU.
Yeah. No, honestly, quick thing. I thought Harbaugh would have possibly taken over the Dallas Cowboys job with
Mike. But he's not.
Until they brought back Mike McCarthy, which I wonder how the Dallas fan base is feeling about that.
Oh, we'll talk about it in the next segment.
Now, the Las Vegas Raiders, they're probably going to hire Pierce, though. But I would have thought Las Vegas would have been attractive for Harbaugh.
Dameon Pierce would be a solid.
Antonio was a good coach. He was a good player. The team seemed to really respond to him when he took over. Mm-hmm. So I wouldn't be surprised if Mark Davis hired him. But again, to me, the best landing spot for Harbaugh, if he can get the money he wants and the general manager pairing is the Los Angeles Chargers, because I
sure.
think they're the most talented and ready to win.
For sure about that. And it was the last team he actually played for back in the
Hey, that's
NFL.
a good point, too.
1999 and 2000. Just think about that. Either way, we got to hop into a break. Drew DeArmond has been our guest. Always great talking with you, Drew.
You guys be safe, and Joe Hunk, hello.
For sure about
Be
that.
safe
Who
as
is going to
well.
be the coach of the Titans? We didn't even mention that.
That's what we'll get into with Joe Hunk from 104.5, The Zone in Nashville.
Are they going to talk to Harbaugh?
Coming up
I don't
later
think
on.
that roster is as attractive, though.
That's what's coming up. Morning Blitz, 97.7, ESPN, The Zone.
This is Wes Neighbors sitting here with Philip Love of not only Eagle Insulation, now he represents Eagle Companies. Eagle through the years have added several companies to help individuals or builders through their construction renovation process. Eagle is known to represent quality, efficiency, and professionalism. Philip, I know you do insulation, but do you do masonry?
We do.
Do you do grading, erosion control, and dirt hauled off?
We do.
Do you do after paint, which includes shower doors, mirrors, shelving blinds, and bath hardware?
Yes, we do, Wes.
Do you do landscaping and irrigation?
Yes, we do.
So basically, Eagle can help you all along your process of building your house or doing renovations. So do you do plumbing?
We do not, Wes, but we can find somebody to do it.
Just give them time. They'll be there. Anyway, call Eagle Insulation at
256-755-1556.
Eagle saves you time. Eagle saves you money. Call Eagle today.
Thanks, Wes.
Work injuries happen in Alabama all the time, whether it's an accident at work, getting injured, lifting heavy objects, hurting your hands on a machine, or just performing the same movement over and over until your body breaks down. But when it happens, there's only one law firm to call in Alabama. That's Pond, Lehocky, Giordano. For personalized legal support, reach out to Pond Lehocky at 855-774-3838 or pondlehocky.com.
No representation is made that the quality of the legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
You've got to experience Toyotathon at Bill Penny Toyota. They've got the selection with over 700 new Toyotas to choose from. And they've got the extras with Bill Penny perks and a 10-year unlimited warranty. So get on over to Bill Penny Toyota today and experience Toyotathon. Bill Penny Toyota in Huntsville and online at BillPennyToyota.com. Bill Penny's Toyota 10-year unlimited warranty is valid through the 10th year of ownership. Valid on new vehicles only. See dealer for details.
Have you ever turned your back on God? Have you ever absolutely known the right thing to do and just turned around and walked away in disobedience? I know that I have. Aren't we thankful for our great and merciful God who loves us and forgives us and remembers our sin no more? I'm so thankful that His mercies are fresh every day. I need that, and I suspect you do too. Hey, I'm John Dees, pastor of Cross Point Church, and if you're looking for a church home, come see us. We're smack dab across the street from the YMCA in Madison, and check us out at cpcfamily.org.
Coach Nick Saban.
Helping children is very important to Miss Terry and me. As parents, it saddens us to know that there are more than 5,000 children in foster care in Alabama. These children need loving, nurturing families to care for them. We ask you to join the team and become champions for children by opening your heart, opening your home, and becoming a foster or adoptive parent.
For more information, call 1-866-4AL-KIDS. Sponsored by the Alabama Department of Human Resources, Alabama Broadcasters Association, and this station.
From the Fox 54 Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. A partly sunny sky this afternoon. It's going to be a cold day across the Tennessee Valley. Temperatures only climbing into the upper 20s and lower 30s. We're dropping into the upper single digits as we head into the overnight, maybe the lower double digits. Many of us starting off Saturday morning right around 11 or 12 degrees. Plenty of sunshine Saturday afternoon, but it is going to be a dangerously cold day across the Tennessee Valley. Highs only climbing into the upper teens and lower 20s. We're dropping right around 10, 11, 12 as we head into the overnight, early into your Sunday morning. That's going to be the low temperature. From there, Sunday afternoon, it actually looks like we're going to get above freezing under a partly sunny sky, highs hanging out in the mid-30s. I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman on your home for ESPN Radio, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
You know, this process is all about talking ball.
Listen to Talkin' Ball with Scott Tyson and Drew DeArmond.
What did they want privacy for? To just start talking ball.
Every weekday morning, wake up with Scott and Drew. It's Talkin' Ball, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Hello and welcome back in. The Morning Blitz, John Abraham, Captain Cole, alongside the Bandiman, Bailey Lowery, here on a cold, fun Friday in no man's land. Bandy, I want to hit those phone lines, but right now, I got to tell you that this show is presented by the wonderful people over at Fleming Roofing and Restoration, the guys that you need to talk to about all of your roofing needs if you're having any roofing problems, which you might. So just maybe go out there cautiously and go check on your roof. Give these guys a call or look them up online to fill out your free quote today. You can find them at FlemingHSV.com. And remember that Fleming always shows up, and they do a wonderful job as they do. You guys can go and find us on WZZN TV on the YouTubes and the Twitters. I am not home, thankfully. I am in studio, and this makes it wonderful because when I first checked, look, Bandy, I didn't think my face would be so squished. I totally forgot that the camera that I was using was in a different format that we use. So, my bad. It was just the first time, thing that we had to go into. And you know what? I think it worked pretty fine. I don't know if anybody over the air actually heard me, but I know over on WZZN TV, you definitely did. But we got to get into some of this NFL talk. But I guess before we do, I love taking you guys' calls. So, Bandy, who do we got on the hotline today?
Hey, remember, you can call in 256-5764.
97.7.
Let's go. And we got Natty Dan. Probably going to be talking about the NFL.
Okay. Come on, Natty.
What's up, Natty Dan?
Well, of course I'm going to talk NFL. I'm telling you, fellas, we're all, listen, the recipe of not going crazy is, some board games with the wife.
Mm-hmm.
I put on my golf, so I'm watching golf in my warm home, and I'm making nice food, and there's plenty of groceries in the refrigerator. But my wife says she wants Cocoa Pebbles, so I need to go to this. I need to drive to go get Cocoa Pebbles. So,
hey,
isn't that something?
I mean, I think it's worth it though.
Yeah, I'm about to say, thankfully the roads are a little bit better compared to yesterday, but again, that's kind of not saying much. It's still below freezing, and it's still ice.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna head out now because in about an hour from now they say it's supposed to get close to 35, which will melt a little bit.
Nice.
But the thing is, let's talk a little bit about football. Yes, thank God we have football with all this bad weather. We have something that we can entertain ourselves along with watching golf.
Oh yeah.
But fellas, I'm excited. This is going to be great. I mean, I'm kind of pulling for the Packers too because, the Packers, of course, are in our division, which would be a feather in our cap. Badger Larry, and myself. But I'm telling you, it's going to be soggy and rainy, and that'll hold well for Green Bay. Anytime there's some inclement weather, it changes the dynamic of the football game. So because you got to play in the elements. Now, with that said, not in Detroit, of course. It's really buzzing in Detroit from what my friends are saying. I'm talking to them and everything. Very well, I'm telling you, Tampa Bay definitely likes to run the ball. And like I said yesterday, I'm repetitive and I apologize, but we're committed to stopping the run. And that's what we did this year, and that's why where we're at, as far as that, plus our draft, I think as far as I'm concerned, and I'll argue with you, but you got to tell me if there was a better draft by NFL team than our draft, because all our players are major contributing. And,
no.
You tell me another team that's had a better draft.
I'm going to be honest with you. This is one thing that I can't agree with you on fully all the way through because, I watched the Browns, obviously watched the Titans. There's not enough teams that really are utilizing their rookies compared to this Lions squad. The amount of guys that are getting the reps that are almost like they are already full-fledged members of these teams. It is ridiculous how the Lions have been able to really just get these guys in action as soon as possible, and you absolutely love to see it because really how much it's worked.
Well, let me put it to you this way. NFL players make a decent salary. We already know that, okay?
I'd say
so do the owners, all right? Because if you own a company, you really should be making money.
Mm-hmm.
I have nothing against that. But the players make money, and they make a pretty good salary. And the difference between competitive teams and not competitive, of course, is your talent. But if you can't coach that talent, you're not going to go anywhere. And I believe we have the right general manager, or actually the right owner now, which is the daughter. And then we have, I believe it or not, and then we have the general manager, which does a phenomenal job, and the right coach for the team. And it's only going to get better, I think. And who knows how long this is going to last, but I think it's going to last for quite a while because I think we've got the right people in the right place. And these guys, they're all making good money, but they also want to be successful because in the NFL, it's not for long, and that's what it stands for, because you're going to get your chances and percentages of getting injuries, what knocks you out of the game totally.
Yeah.
It's pretty high. So these guys want to have a ring on their finger or a champion, any kind of championship. It could be
they're trying to get there.
Division championship. You know what I'm saying? So that's important, fellas. So let's not just forget that, because and I think that's why Campbell is doing such a good job, because he's that guy that motivates these players to get that thirst and that hunger for that Super Bowl ring. And can I dare say Super Bowl?
I mean,
it's getting there.
I mean, look, you've already got the national championship. I mean, you can call it a Super Bowl at this point. I mean,
Super Bowl Dan. We'll call you Super Bowl Dan at that point.
Because, like you said,
no, don't do that. You know what? Really, guys. For me, of course, I shame on me. I didn't have enough confidence to bet on the Lions to win the Super Bowl, but I did bet on the Lions to win the NFC Championship, and that still is a possibility.
Yeah, it is.
So,
I'll say this. I'll say this with the comment about the best rookie class, and then we'll hop out of here with the break. But we appreciate you calling in, Natty Dan. We always do. The only team that would maybe challenge the Lions with the rookie class, I would have to say, is probably this Texans team. Obviously, you got C.J. Stroud, you got Will Anderson, but on top of that, you got a sneaky good guy in Tank Dell, who has been doing a wonderful job as a wide receiver for that team. So you do look down that list. These two teams could end up in the Super Bowl, and if it is, I'll think we're in the wrong reality, because the Houston Texans and the Detroit Lions in the Super Bowl? Are you kidding me?
I mean, that'd be fun to watch. I would love to watch that Super Bowl.
That might be America's game right there, That might be America's game.
When you got Reba McEntire performing the national anthem.
Oh, my gosh. Who do they got on the halftime?
I don't think we know yet.
I thought we got the whole lineup. We got some random girl at the end of the thing.
You got Hatsune Miku doing Coachella. It could literally be anybody.
Oh, Hatsune Miku. All right, we got to hit a break. When we come back, one Mr. Joe Hunk will be on the other end, so don't go anywhere, because you're listening to the Morning Blitz here on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
The state's largest orthopedic group is growing to meet the needs of the patients in our community. The Orthopedic Center has long been the most trusted name in orthopedics in North Alabama. So as our area continues on the fast track, so does the need for premier orthopedic care anywhere and anytime you need it. TOC is proud to announce the opening of our new locations in Albertville and Hampton Cove, along with the grand opening of our newest office in Decatur. These clinics will offer the same high-quality orthopedic care you have come to associate with TOC, with the convenience of being closer to home. As a patient, your time is your most precious asset, and we recognize that at TOC. That's why we are also proud to announce the opening of our urgent ortho clinics to handle those bumps and bruises that need prompt attention. These clinics are available to care for acute orthopedic injuries with no appointment necessary. With 38 physicians, 20 centers of excellence, and now more than a dozen locations to serve you, TOC will continue to be the name you turn to for the best orthopedic care at the right time. Visit our website at visittoc.com for more information. TOC, helping you live a better life.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Billy, your gas light's on. We need to stop and fill up.
No way, Jen. Gas around here is too expensive. We can make it a little further.
Billy, listen to your big sister. You don't need to drive all over searching for the lowest gas prices. Do what I do and use Upside.
Upside?
Do you live under a rock, Billy? Upside is the hottest cashback app out there. It's free to download, and you get real cash back for every gallon of gas you buy. I use it all the time, and I've already made around $200.
You can make that kind of cash back just for buying the gas you have to buy anyway?
Yes, I'm looking at the Upside app now, and there's a gas station at the next exit offering 25 cents per gallon cash back.
Okay, I'm stopping to download Upside and fill up my tank. Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code FRIEND to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code FRIEND for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code FRIEND for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Are you tired of chasing a roofing contractor to show up on time, or even show up at all? I'm Sam Fleming with Fleming Roofing and Restoration. Our motto at Fleming Roofing is we show up. Our goal at Fleming Roofing is to provide the reliable customer service that you deserve, and we have the resources to meet all of your roofing needs: residential, commercial, industrial, replacement, or repairs. We are manufacturer certified for roof coatings, single-ply membranes, and asphalt shingles. Whenever you need a roofing professional you can count on, call Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We are committed to finding the solution that meets your needs. We don't have quotas or heavy-handed sales tactics. Fleming Roofing. We have expert experience. We show up. Free estimates. Residential, commercial, industrial, replacement or repairs. Check us out at FlemingHSV.com. FlemingHSV.com. When you need a quick response, it's Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We show up.
From the Fox 54 Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. A partly sunny sky this afternoon. It's going to be a cold day across the Tennessee Valley. Temperatures only climbing into the upper 20s and lower 30s. We're dropping into the upper single digits as we head into the overnight, maybe the lower double digits. Many of us starting off Saturday morning right around 11 or 12 degrees. Plenty of sunshine Saturday afternoon, but it is going to be a dangerously cold day across the Tennessee Valley. Highs only climbing into the upper teens and lower 20s. We're dropping right around 10, 11, 12 as we head into the overnight, early into your Sunday morning. That's going to be the low temperature. From there, Sunday afternoon, it actually looks like we're going to get above freezing under a partly sunny sky, highs hanging out in the mid-30s. I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman on your home for ESPN Radio, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Hello and welcome back in. John Abraham, Cam Cool alongside the Bandiman Bailey Lowery here on a fun Friday here in No Man's Land. It's been the morning blitz. It's been a lot of fun today. Talked with Drew DeArmond about a little bit of the Alabama stuff that's going down. Obviously, Julian saying decommitting before even getting in any playing time. And on top of that, you see the quarterback, Austin Mack, coming over. 6'6", 230-pound quarterback coming over with 4 years left of eligibility. Definitely going to be an intriguing, developing story to keep an eye on. And on top of that, over in the coaching world, obviously, Mike Vrabel is gone for the Tennessee Titans. But then Mike McCarthy is coming back for the Cowboys. Oh, my goodness. And, you know,
nobody cheered.
If the Phillip was calling in, you know, to this show, he would definitely be talking about this. I want to know a Cowboys perspective of what's going down in Dallas. But we're not going to get that just yet. What we will get, though, is something possibly even better. And that's Joe Hunk's response to the whole situation going around in the NFL. Joe, how are you doing today, man? It's been a long time.
This is the first contact I've had with the outside world in almost a week.
I need to know what you've been up to for a week straight being inside of your house. You have not left at all? You haven't even tried?
I can't. I can't. My road is still frozen over. Like, there's ice, there's snow, there's everything. Like, I can't leave.
Yeah.
Okay, like I've told my wife. I said, look, this time next year I'm gonna have a 4x4. Like I have to have a 4-wheel drive truck.
Yeah.
And my wife's like, but you drive to Nashville. And I said, look, it's not about that. It's about the fact that I want to be able to go do stuff outside. Like, are there stores open? Are there people running about? What's the outside world like, guys? Like, I don't know. Look, I've been inside. Seriously, Sunday night is when this all started, and I've not been able to leave the house since. I haven't. Now, it's been me. It's been the kids. My wife had to go out for a little bit. We had some family friends that helped her get to where she needed to be by they had like a diesel 4x4 that they were able to come get her and get her to where she needed to be. But outside of that, guys, I don't know what the world looks like outside of my house. I just don't.
Well, last night it looked like Armageddon with that fog and the sleet coming in. I was like, what's gonna happen tomorrow? And thankfully, it was good enough.
I've watched. I've got my son to watch every single Ghostbusters episode. I'm talking about the real Ghostbusters.
What's up with Ghostbusters now?
I've had that.
Second reference.
He's watched every single Ninja Turtles.
Nice.
First off, there's a first reference. I need to know about this first reference. We've played a lot of Spider-Man 2. We're playing Dark Knight, or I should say Gotham Knight, now as well. I've caught up on every single MUT challenge that there is for Madden. Nice. So I'm just like, I'm cleaning my office right now, guys. I'm seriously sitting in my office cleaning the thing. Like, I'm that bored.
I can tell you a few things.
I'm with you. I deep cleaned my apartment. I knocked out like I 100% had Crash 3 again for some reason.
Yeah, Manny loves them
just because I could.
Yeah.
And then it's just been like just trying not to get bored because I couldn't leave my house either since Monday, and I was finally able to on Thursday.
So you guys think
I was just sitting around just just what do I do?
You guys think that's bad? I ended up grabbing my Legos, okay? I obviously, during COVID, I had to recreate all of my Lego sets, and then I got so bored that I ended up adjusting my Legos. I put them in battle formation, and then I took them apart, and then I put them back up on the shelf in their specific area with the specific sets, and let me tell you, I've got a lot of Star Wars clones, and it's freaking awesome to see them all set up all nicely.
I'm really seriously glad I'm not on Zoom, so you can't see my face right now. I'm just glad that you can't. My eyes are so wide at this point.
Man's looking forward to the Legos. You got to come over if you can make it.
No,
I'm starting to understand why
Legos.
Jack went crazy in The Shining.
Yeah, no, absolutely. You know what? I mean, seriously, I now understand that Bible verse that talks about how 1 year to God is like 10,000 years in real life. That's what it feels like, or 1 day, or whatever it is. Okay, because it feels like it's been 10,000 years. My son, I feel like I'm about to have to take him to go get his driver's license because I feel like I've been endorsed for that long.
Yeah.
Look, and the thing is with Jack, Jack, honestly, he had so much stuff. Isn't that right, buddy? Like, Ollie's rolling in right now. He's wanting me to build. What do you want me to build? You want me to build this? Okay. See, he's got Legos and he's got magnets that we're about to play with right now. We're going to build this. Okay.
But I'm trying to help to make.
Oh, you want me to make the tank?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. When I get done with this interview that I'm on the air talking right now, yeah, I'll build that tank for you.
Jack.
Okay. Yeah. So, guys, what are you up to?
All right. Well, for one,
Yeah.
what is up with what's going on in Tennessee?
Yeah, we need to know the Tennessee Titans coaching situation right now.
Possibly where Vrabel could be going, or who Tennessee's going to be going to replace him with.
You follow me.
So let me tell you something, buddy. Let me finish this, and then I will be in there to help you. Okay. So let me tell you something. Okay. So what's happened with Vrabel has nothing to do with the on-the-field product. It doesn't. It has zero to do with that. Because on the field, the man's one of the best coaches in the NFL.
Yeah,
he is.
It made no sense.
I really seriously do believe that this has to do with something that we could all learn from. And what this has to do with is the fact that if there's a situation happening in your office, it's better to just address it. Like, just go ahead and address it. Because this all started when Vrabel went up to New England during the bye week, and he got put into the Ring of Honor. And we saw the videos coming out, and we saw everything connected with him and the Patriots. And obviously now we know he's not going to be the head coach. All right, it's Jared Mayo. But it's the fact that when he came back to Nashville afterwards, people in the office really didn't care for some of the things that he did. They didn't care for his speech. And again, it could be something. It was something that could have been handled simply by just saying, "Hey guys, everything that I said during that speech, I wasn't talking about you. Like, I just wasn't. Okay, like it was one of those things. Between that, the videos of him and Kraft hanging out together, that just kind of started this downhill thing. And the Rand Carthon part of this that we've heard for a long time was Rand a part of this? Did him and Rand just not gel together? And the truth was, this had nothing to do with Rand. That's why Rand Carthon wasn't in the office whenever Vrabel was fired. It had nothing to do with him. This was an Amy Adams Strunk thing. So, that's the reason why Vrabel's gone. It doesn't have anything to do with X's and O's. And does he want to change an offense? Does he want to change a defense? Does he want to bring this guy in? It has nothing to do with that. It was all about the way that things are being handled in the office itself. And I think that's where a lot of this comes into. Now, for him, if he goes to L.A., that's just an absolute dumb idea. Okay, I shouldn't say dumb. You're right. I shouldn't say dumb.
Be an interesting idea.
Smart idea. Yeah, because the whole idea is with him is they're having to ditch money, and they're going to have to ditch players, and they're going to have to get rid of a lot of contracts because they are so far over the salary cap that they're going to have to do those sort of things, which is very similar to what the New Orleans Saints had to do a couple of years ago, which is the reason why the Saints have had to make some of the decisions that they have. So that's not a smart idea for him. Obviously Dallas was somebody that people were looking at him to potentially go to if McCarthy was going to be gone. But that's not going to happen. I honestly don't see a situation where he could potentially go and be a head coach.
No.
I just don't see one this season.
Yeah, it's definitely looking less and less likely. Yeah.
Because the three best options for him to be a head coach, one he just got fired from.
Mm-hmm.
The other one would have been Chicago, which obviously they're not getting rid of their head coach anymore. And then the third option would have actually been the New England Patriots, because they're going to have just as much money in free agency and with their cap than as the Titans and the Bears will. So that's the reason why those are the three best options, where you could build up your organization. The other teams just aren't that sexy.
Yeah.
They're just not. And so if I was him, take a year off, continue to get paid from the Titans, and then start again next season with a better option.
I totally agree with you there, Joe Hunk from 104.5 The Zone in Nashville. And before we get you out of here, I want to know possible replacement for the Titans head coach position, because there's a few names flying around. Brian Johnson, offensive coordinator for the Philadelphia Eagles. We see Dan Quinn being tossed around. Even Antonio Pierce, which I don't think the Raiders are going to let go of him anytime soon. So kind of just throw yours at us.
Well, okay. First off, if Dan Quinn even gets a second interview, I'm going to be absolutely shocked, because that man doesn't deserve a second interview. He didn't deserve a first interview. Okay, he just didn't, because that man is such a horrible head coach. It is ridiculous. And I know he got his team to the Super Bowl. I do, but I do not want him anywhere around it, because that man knows how to choke in some of the biggest situations imaginable. As much as we want to blame Matt Ryan for, not running the football and all the decisions that he made and everything for this, do not let Dan Quinn in your staff. Do not let Dan Quinn anywhere. The interesting one to me that I'm continuing to hear about is Aaron Glenn, which is the defensive coordinator for the Lions. And I know a lot of people are obviously looking at the other side of the football for the Lions. And a lot of players are looking at Ben Johnson, which I would love for Ben Johnson to come in. And a lot of the players would potentially love that on the offensive side. The Aaron Glenn part of this, though, is more about the fact that he is an open-minded coach that doesn't come in with a particular defensive scheme or a particular way of wanting to do things. Because what he does is something that we talk a lot about with college football is he adapts his defense to what he has. And a lot of coaches don't want to do that. A lot of coaches want to find those pieces and be like, hey, I'm a 3-4 coach. I want to have a 3-4 defense. I'm a 4-3 coach. I want a 4-3 defense. I love running nickel. I want that. He looks at it and goes, okay, what are my best players? Here's my best players I want on the field. Which defense sets them? And I think a lot of people believe that he's a great player coach and that he wants to be able to figure out what type of offense and offensive coordinator he wants to bring in based on the talent that he has on the team with the Titans right now, which right now you're basically building the 49ers. That's what the Titans are trying to do. They're wanting to be the San Francisco 49ers. We know it. You guys should know it. Everybody knows it. They want to be the 49ers, and that's not a bad thing. They want an offense where every single player can play every single position outside of obviously Will Levis being a wide receiver. But every other play, they want Tajay Spears to be able to play every position. They want to be able to have multiple offensive linemen come in and out and actually be usable. That's the type of offense they're coming with. They just are.
Easier said than done, though.
Yeah, no, it's much easier said than done. But that's the whole idea of it and how sad it was for Derrick Henry to be gone. But, I mean, that's the reason why Derrick Henry's most likely not coming back.
For sure about that. Good stuff, Joe. We are out of time today, but it's okay because we'll get you back on Tuesday. Keep thinking Thursday's the day. That's not anymore, but we'll have you on Tuesday. We'll talk a little bit more about the Derrick Henry side of the story and why not spread out around most of the college football and the NFL world, so we could just get your opinions on it because I feel like we haven't talked enough. Joe, what's up, man?
Well, no, we haven't, and probably since this interview started, 3 more Bama players have probably entered the portal.
Oh, geez, I gotta go. I gotta go and check this.
Yeah, we got you. We don't know.
Joe, tell the people where they can find you on socials and online.
At Joe Hunk is where you can find me everywhere. And according to my son, he wants to start a video game streaming with just him and I. So,
hey,
yeah,
sick.
Yeah,
hey, I get into that.
Yeah, so you want to start a video game stream, don't you?
Okay. Well,
yeah, you do. Okay.
We'll catch you.
So
Spider-Man 2.
We'll catch you on that thing.
Well, maybe not today, but soon. Okay.
See you, Joe.
All right, bye. I love you.
Golly, that guy. He's a real hoot. If you've ever talked to him, you'll put a smile on your face. Either way, we gotta hop into a break. When we come back, we're gonna close out this show, close out this wacky week, and get on to another week of just wonderful stuff. So stick with us here on the Morning Blitz on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
What's better than 2 end-zone sports bars? 3 end-zone sports bars. And we have you covered with our original location on University across from Red Lobster, in Jones Valley on Cecil Ashburn near Carl T. Jones, and our newest location in the Midtown District on McMurtry Drive opposite the Target Plaza. All locations feature the NFL Sunday Ticket, Tuesday half-price burgers, and Wednesday $1 jumbo wings all day long. You're never far from the end zone. End Zone Sports Bar.
It's official. 47 years in a row, Ford F-150 is the best-selling truck in America. Come drive one and you'll see why. Hi, Bobby White back again for Woody Anderson Ford, inviting you to kickstart the new year in a brand new F-150. Choose from nearly 200 F-150s, and we think you'll find just the right one. Right now, we have financing as low as 1.9% for up to 72 months on 2023 F-150s, and lease payments as low as $389 a month. That's a 36-month lease with $62.82 due at signing, 0 security deposit, just tax tag title, and your good credit. This offer ends January 31st. Call 539-9441 for complete details. At Woody Anderson Ford, we have nearly 50 2023 Explorers for you to choose from, too, with financing as low as 0.9% for up to 60 months. Plus, check out our over 40 24 Bronco Sports and a fresh truckload of the full-size Broncos that have just hit the ground. Come on over and let's get the new year rolling. Woody Anderson Ford, Jordan at Sparkman. Hope to see you soon.
The kitchen is the heart of any home. It's where the family gathers. It's where kids discover old recipes and make them their own. Just starting out or just now getting started on the dream kitchen you've always wanted?
I'm Chris Haygood, and from all of us here at Bob Wallace Appliance to the home builders and the homeowners of the Huntsville area, a heartfelt thank you for buying local. We're in Huntsville, Florence, and Coleman, and online at bobwallaceappliance.com.
Injuries at work happen all the time in Alabama. So do motor vehicle and slip and fall accidents. If you're hurt at work or injured in an accident, I want you to call my good friends at Pond Lehocky Giordano. That's Pond Lehocky, Alabama's injury law firm. They got your back just like they've got mine. For personalized legal support, reach out to Pond Lehocky at 855-774-3838 or pondlehocky.com.
No representation is made that the quality of the legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
Hey everyone, let's all stop what we're doing and take a moment. You see? Every moment can be kind of special. But they can be loud moments, goofy moments, dorky moments, it doesn't matter. Because every time dads like us take a moment like that to spend with our kids, well, it's pretty momentous. So let's take a moment to make a moment. Call 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Everything you need is just a click away.
I screw up sometimes, silly.
Okay, almost everything.
Come on, pal. Tell your fortune.
Log on today. 977ESPN.com. 977 ESPN, The Zone.
Hello and welcome back in to the Morning Blitz. John Abraham, Captain Cool, alongside the Bandiman, Bailey Lowery. Thankfully in studio today, and glad that you guys are able to join us here on the final day of this work week. We get into Saturday, a lot of fun stuff, a lot of football. 2 games that we're really going to be looking at, obviously, over in the playoff world. It's going to be a lot of fun to see the Texans go up against the Ravens and the Packers go up against the 49ers. We talked about our, speculations on who's going to get the dubs in these ones. I think Ravens, good team. They're going to get the win. If not, though, I'd be rooting for the Texans to go all the way. That'd be very fun to see. On top of that, 49ers versus Packers, I would want... I don't know, actually, because both of these teams kind of deep down, I hold a special place for them. I don't really know what I got for the Packers anymore now that Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers are gone, but I still like them. And the 49ers, I used to love Alex Smith for this team, but now it's kind of not the same team. Frank Gore, I loved that squad. Vernon Davis, but all those guys being gone, I have no idea, if I like the 49ers nowadays or if I don't. I love Brock Purdy. Mystery relevant. I love him. We talked about him plenty. Then the Buccaneers versus the Lions. Look, if Browns fans are sad that we don't have Baker Mayfield and he's taking teams to playoffs, at the time we had Baker Mayfield, he was not doing this type of stuff. Yes, he took us to the playoffs. We were able to beat the Steelers. It was 2020. It was COVID year, okay? All right? Anything could have happened that season.
And they did just beat an Eagles team that, honestly...
on a downslope.
on a downslope and what didn't look like they were trying.
Yeah, they were sliding.
Yeah.
About the same as most of the cars in the parkway.
Defensive line was playing well.
Yeah, I mean, they always play well.
Devontae made some pretty good explosive catches, but I mean that's about it.
Yeah, their running game didn't even get started in that game. And then the Chiefs versus the Bills, which is always a amazing little rivalry matchup. We're definitely not going to overlook anytime soon. Okay, you got two guys. One of them, Josh Allen, on the cover of Madden. The other one on the cover of two other Maddens in Patrick Mahomes. It's going to be a lot of fun to see this game go down. And yet again, the Bills are asking fans, and not just asking, paying fans $20 an hour to help come and shovel the snow because these games are absolutely ridiculous up north.
Alongside providing food. I mean,
yeah, and a nice comfortable area for them.
Would you do it?
Oh, yeah, I would.
You would do it?
If I could do it for my favorite football team, okay, if I was a huge Bills fan, if I was a huge if I lived in Cleveland and the Cleveland Browns were asking people to come and shovel, of course I would. I'm a football faithful. I'm coming in and helping out, getting to look at the stadium, even if I don't have a ticket to the game. I just want to come and go into the stadium, help shovel. Why not? It's that honest work right there. But do I think the Bills are going to win this game? I do. And I'm going to love to see it happen because the Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs, this dynasty is about to be over. And if it does end on Sunday, I don't think Andy Reid's coming back, Bandy. I don't think he's coming back. And I think the Chiefs know this. And I think they're already trying to figure out a few faces to fill in that role. But for now,
Mike Vrabel.
We'll leave. Mike Vrabel, his spot opens up.
Actually, that'd be terrifying.
It actually wouldn't be a bad idea.
That'd be.
You'd be, get one guy out and get another great dude in and go from there.
I got a question for you, Captain Cool.
What?
Is it about time we start to think about should these northern teams start getting a dome?
Do we want to have this conversation with only 2 minutes left in the show, Bandy?
Yeah, I mean, we got a little less than that.
Okay, well, let's talk about it then. A dome is something that is really cool. Look, I love the domes. I love seeing it happen. But I don't think all northern teams need the domes, even though, if they want to play real football, they got to play the real football. They can't be being like, oh, well, it's 10 degrees out, we're not going to play. That's the stuff I hate. If it's like snowing hard and it's 10 degrees out, go out there and play. Now, if it's negative 30 degrees, that's a different story, okay? But they were still able to play, obviously, with the Chiefs going up against the Dolphins, which, by the way, like 15 people got hospitalized because of frost-bitten, symptoms and stuff like that. Yeah, so that's kind of crazy.
If your drinks are pretty much instantly freezing before you're even able to take a sip.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, maybe
think about your health.
Maybe the NFL just has to do it to where every single team has a dome. And I don't know. You guys will have to join in on the conversation, whether it's during the Tom Abraham show later on, or whether you guys want to join in on the conversation next week on Monday.
Yeah, because we are about to hit the hard break here.
Yeah,
but I mean, there's got to be some kind of compromise that can be reached if you want to keep that domeless tradition, or just. Where you can play the majority of your games without a dome, but if something like this happens and weather like this is going to happen, you can have it retractable. I don't know.
The retractable domes, what we need. Why can't we all have Mercedes-Benz Stadium? Why can't we all just throw those Roombas all over the place and then there's just a Roomba in the middle of a city? That's what I want to see. And it opens up. So if it snows too much, you can close the Roomba. Set it home.
Or we just need we just need a giant pit under the field. No, so what you do, you just open it up like a supervillain, like in an Austin Powers movie, dump all the snow into it, and then bring the grass back.
I was thinking that the whole stadium would just shift down like an Evangelion special, and then, whenever the angels come,
a new stadium pops up.
Oh, jeez. Either way, we'll see you guys next week. You've been listening to the Morning Blitz.
Not looking or feeling your best? No energy for the things you like to